The day the cell door slammed shut, I learned how quiet betrayal really is. No shouting. No tears. Just paperwork sliding across a desk. A judge exhaling like he was tired of me already, and my wife's eyes steady. Trained. Finished. 2 years, they said. For something I never did. The courtroom smelled like antiseptic, like a hospital hallway. Fitting. Her sister's miscarriage had become my crime, a fall down the stairs, a story repeated until repetition turned it into truth. They didn't need evidence, they needed a villain. I was convenient. They visited every month. My wife, her sister, sometimes their mother. They sat behind the glass with their rehearsed grief, asking for forgiveness they had no intention of giving. I never picked up the phone. I never let them watch my face change. Refusal became my oxygen. Before prison, there was love. That's the part people underestimate. I married her because she laughed with her whole body, because she knew how to sit in silence without filling it with fear. We planned a child in the margins of our lives, names scribbled on grocery lists, futures folded neatly between errands. Her sister was always there, fragile, demanding, a gravity well. The day she lost the baby, I wasn't even in the house. That didn't matter. What mattered was how fast my wife chose certainty over truth, how she held my hand that night and let go the next morning, how she testified with the same calm voice I once kissed. In prison, time doesn't move, it stacks. I replayed moments like evidence, the unexplained transfer from our joint account weeks before the incident, the sister's messages deleted, but not erased, a neighbor's statement quietly amended, pain sharpened into angles, angles turned into plans. I learned the law the way some men learn prayer. I wrote letters to banks I didn't know I had accounts with. I filed requests. I listened. Guards talk. Clerks make mistakes. I found a paralegal who owed me his life after I saved him from a debt he couldn't escape. He taught me patience. He taught me leverage. My wife kept the house. She kept my name for appearances. She kept visiting like someone checking a wound, making sure it hadn't healed. I kept records. I kept quiet. Halfway through my sentence, the truth surfaced the way it always does, sideways. A medical report amended by a junior doctor who didn't know it would matter. The miscarriage wasn't caused by a fall, it was caused by stress, and the stress came from debt, gambling, threats. That money transfer wasn't savings. It was a payoff. I didn't rush. Revenge is delicate. It needs timing the way a blade needs balance. By the time my release date was set, I owned nothing and controlled everything. The house was leveraged against loans my wife signed without reading. Her business, registered in my name years ago for tax reasons, was quietly audited. The sister's payments were traced. The mother's pension invested where I could freeze it with a single signature. I arranged one meeting. The day I walked out, they were waiting in the parking lot, smiling, crying, ready to perform relief. I walked past them. We met later in a downtown conference room. Glass walls, neutral carpet, nowhere to hide. I didn't raise my voice. I laid out the documents like photographs at a funeral: the amended medical report, the bank transfers, the recorded call where her sister admits she needed someone to blame, the affidavit from the neighbor who finally remembered the truth. My wife's face collapsed in stages. Confusion, calculation, fear. Her sister cried loudly, the old way. It didn't work anymore. The prosecutor entered last. He knew me. He nodded. Charges were discussed, then assets, then custody of the narrative. They lost the house first, then the business, then the protection of each other. I watched the balance shift without blinking. This was never about rage, it was about accuracy. When it was over, my wife asked if I felt better. I told her I felt precise. I didn't take everything, only what was mine. Only what justice required. Prison took 2 years from me. I took their lies, their comfort, their future plans. Fair exchange. Now I wake up free, no visits, no blast between me and the world. I carry the quiet with me not as a wound, but as a weapon I no longer need. They say revenge empties you. They're wrong. It clarifies. And no, I don't regret refusing to see them all those months. Some truths need distance to grow sharp enough to cut.